You're listening to Festival Grasp
a podcast diving into the business and culture of the music festival world.
with your hosts, Mario.
And Shanae.
Well, welcome everybody to the Deep Dives. In these episodes, we will explore topics within 6 categories and craft an overview of the world of festivals that will inform and inspire you.
Let's get into the categories. Let it roll, Mario.
Festival Design Evolution. This is where we will discuss trends and disturbances in the evolution of the festival industry, how COVID has affected it, the debate on live stream versus physical festivals, social distance events, and the ever-growing influence of visual and interactive art enhancements.
Wow, has COVID ever affected 2020 and 2021? Festival business. Discover the dirty details of financials, insurance, and liabilities. A look into what it takes to run a successful festival and hear from failed festivals on what went wrong. We'll run through the importance of sponsorships and how they could be integrated without that commercial feel. We'll hear tips on the best ways to spend your budget and where to cut your losses. We'll also dive into the areas that attendees deem important for repeat business. Is it brand loyalty? Is it the kind of programs they have in place for discounts or free swag? We'll talk to a variety of festival organizers about their efforts and to avid attendees on their expectations and experiences.
We are at the cusp of seeing an entire industry change. We're going to dive deep into the business. I am so excited about this. There are so many examples out there of festivals, sadly, that are going to go down hard. Festivals already suffered deeply even before this year, and they're going to have to innovate, and we will potentially come out with a solution for a business model that will work in the future. The Merchant Square, this is one of my favorite topics. We will speak with merchants, dive deep into the business of festival vending and the culture of festival fashion. Listen, I believe the festival marketplace is an often overlooked aspect of the festival by producers. Left to its own devices, the experiences for the consumer are basic and uninspired. Basically amounts to a stall-to-stall shopping experience that does not reflect the vibrancy of what bizarre style marketplaces should be, like the old Woodstock Shakedown Street, where the buzz and the activity has center stage and the shopping experience was just a part of the party. In my opinion, festival vending is ripe for disruption.
I personally love shopping at festivals. It's one of my favorite things to do. I get a tangible memory from that experience. So it'll be very interesting to learn the business side of it and understand the history around it. Operations of a festival. Different from the business of festivals, but another behind-the-scene look into how to run a festival. From the importance of volunteers and sourcing a good location, to the deep and serious talks about harm reduction and diversity. Do festivals truly do what they say? Let's go through greenwashing and the movement for festivals to become more sustainable.
This area of discussion is really, really important because it's essentially what makes the identity of the festival what it is. And it's what you tell your best friends about. This is how you describe the festival. The way that the festival is operated is what impacts you the most. It reminds me of when I was at one of my favorite festivals run by Symbiosis in California. There's a particular memory I have where they had created these walls of plywood that became canvases for live painters. And behind those were the porta potties. So visually, as a consumer, as an attendee of the festival, you could never actually see or have your vision polluted by a row of porta potties. Instead, it was always a beautiful canvas of a painting that just got nicer and nicer as the week went on. Those are just some of the details that we will describe on top of one of the most important things that I think are part of a festival, which are the volunteers. No festival will ever exist or survive if not for the fact that they have amazing volunteers. Would you like to be on the show? If you or someone you know has expertise that can speak to any of our topics, please click or forward the guest sign-up link in the show notes. We'd love to have you on. Don't be shy.
Like what you hear so far? Make sure you never miss a show by clicking the subscribe button now. This podcast is made possible by listeners like you. Thank you for your support.
Festival music. Listen, music festivals are about the music. Let's not kid ourselves here. We are going to deep dive into the genres. What is techno? What is psytrance? What is melodic house? Not even to mention live music. If you want to know about the many faces of electronic dance music, this is the series for you. Do you want your favorite DJ to be on the show? Well, just tell us about it. Send us a voice message. The link is in the show notes. Let's get him on, or her.
Everybody always debates what genres are and what EDM really is. And, people feel a little elitist about the genres that they listen to when it all falls under electronic dance music. But don't tell them. We'll tell them later.
Indeed.
Festival culture, the good, the bad, the ugly. Everyone who goes to festivals knows the beauty in it. Let's discuss how the idealism around festivals can create a negative impact, the importance of acknowledging that your actions may hurt others, and how to call in and work to change that toxic behavior. We'll explain the difference between cultural appreciation and appropriation, but it's not all bad. We'll also talk about the positive elements to a festival, including safe drug use, harm reduction, sex, and relationships at festivals.
This is about the human element of festivals. This is why we go. These are the memories. These are the long-lived connections that we cherish forever and ever after we leave a festival. And sadly, sometimes that just doesn't go the right way. And we need to make sure that it does in terms of giving people the best suggestions on how to get the most out of festivals from a cultural perspective, the role that they play, the safety that they can create, the way to protect their friends, the way to protect the other people that they don't know, and also to be able to speak out. And a call out to festivals, we're going to pin the mantle of responsibility on them to keep conversations alive, to make sure that every participant at a festival from top to bottom has their voice heard and is being respected at every step of the way.
Respect and consent, two key features.
Amen. Well, thanks everyone for joining us on another week's Festival Grasp.
Make sure to subscribe on Apple or Google Podcasts, Spotify, or via your chosen podcast collector, so you'll never miss us talking into your ears again.
And while you're at it, if you find value in what we are discussing, rate us on Apple Podcasts. It's like telling a friend about it, but better. And it gives us a chance in that big old world out there. I know we're just getting to know each other, but come on, show us some love.
We're here for you. You're here for us. So let's do this thing. To sign up as an expert guest on the show, to leave us a question or message, or to jar tip your support, follow the appropriate links in the show notes.
Be sure to tune in bi-monthly for deep dives, our in-depth topical discussions, and subscribe to Newscasts, our weekly music festival top news show. Link in the show notes. This podcast edited by GBA Recordings. For me, Mario.
And Shanae.
See you next time.
Bye.